we are back.
Welcome to episode 425 of the Dead Pixels Internet.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be back on the old regular schedule.
Yeah.
It's your host Joe.
And Lauren.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyways. Hey, it's the last episode
of
the decade, the year, the month.
The tie-in.
Oh, man.
Over.
So yeah, everyone's getting nostalgic now, like, oh man, 2010s. That was a year, bunch of years, wasn't it? I'm like, I guess. Mm-hmm. It was okay.
We formed this podcast, so sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did that whole list thing.
Yep.
I was thinking like, man, what else happened in 2010? Or 2010 up until now. Mm-hmm. I only count those years.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. So we started almost at the beginning of 2010. Mm-hmm. Not 2010, like
2011.
It was 2011 July 4th, which is a year and a half into the decade.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go into the roaring 20s.
Yeah. The rolling go 20s.
The rolling go 20s. Mm-hmm. Hey, everyone. Hope everyone had a good Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you ask, so let's get this out the way. I do not have top 10 games. I do have a top
10?
I have a top...
Hey, I barely scratched by with 10.
Top 6.
Okay, that's good. Because I actually looked back. I just kind of cheat. I'm like, okay, I did play the game this year, but it did get released on the Xbox
me too. Yeah,
exactly.
Yep. Yeah, I did. I did that. Yes.
Got him.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But yeah, so Christmas is over. I had fun. We all had good times. At least I hope so. If not, if you don't celebrate Christmas, hope you enjoy whatever you did on the 25th.
Yes.
Because that was kind of closed for mostly everyone. And we had for the Chicago Minute.
Yes.
We had a very unusually warm Christmas.
Yes.
I think this is the second year in a row for that, though.
No, the first year was cold.
Well, last year was?
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember because I looked at the picture of us last year, our family picture, and I was like, it doesn't look that cold, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had like a 60-degree, very
nice
LA Christmas. Damn.
Yeah, it's like just phlegm.
But it was good though. I enjoyed my time. Hung out with the fam, bam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Fam, bam, thank you, ma'am. And here we are now, a couple days into it. We were supposed to be here yesterday, but guess what? Things happened.
Yep.
Now we're just moving
here
on.
now.
What we did last week, though, we went to see a movie. And guess what? This ain't gonna be on my top 10 movies of the list, but hey, whatever.
We did see on Jumanji. What's Jumanji? Next level.
Jumanji.
So I was just blasting, right?
Anyway, it started blasting. See, he should have been the entire movie.
Yeah.
just Danny DeVito doing his own thing right there.
So I was just blasting.
We saw it at the Old Orchard Theater, which I haven't been to since the first Transformers movie.
Yeah. And your thoughts?
What about theater?
Yeah.
It's a good theater. A lot more. It's more like high end with the whole like. Let's lean back.
Yeah.
And then you can eat chicken and pizza and all that.
Yeah, and burgers.
So yeah, they
eat like a king.
Yeah, you can really like have a whole night in in that place. Like, oh yeah, here we go. Dessert in there.
Yeah. So I was eating.
Anyway, I started eating. So what do we think about Jumanji? The Next Level.
It
was alright. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it just as much as the first one. People thought the first one was like, whoa, it was really good and great. But I remember when I finally got to watch it, I was like, yeah, it was alright. It was a lot better than I thought it would be. It wasn't groundbreaking, amazing. It was just a fun time to watch.
Yeah.
And they somewhat tried to mix it up.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, they still kind of just went back.
Yeah, it kind of went like the same material.
Yeah.
I went like, hey, this worked pretty okay. Then it sure works again, right? Like,
yeah, I kind of wish it was kind of the whole thing was like, oh, let's just keep it what we thought was going to be inside the trailer. Because they showed like, oh yeah, now we got Danny Glover, we got not Joe Pesci, what?
Danny
DeVito is in this one now too. Aquafina, if you're into Aquafina.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of returning characters and all that stuff, so that's cool. The Rock is just fun. He's a guy, you see him, you're gonna expect a good time.
Yes. No
matter what he tries to do. He's not. I mean, I don't think so. He's trying to go for like the whole Academy Award thing. He's just like, I'm just here to have fun.
Yeah.
We saw me and Lawrence like what two Rock movies this year?
Yeah, we did.
We saw Hobbs and Shaw, and we saw what's that? And this Jumanji.
Yeah.
There was no other one, was there? Was he in any other thing this year? I'm pretty sure he was. Like, I don't know.
I don't know either. You lost me.
But it's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you want from a Jumanji movie, plus a little more. So it's like, oh, it's funnier now because, you know, they have to act like old men, and old men are funny because they're, you know, almost dying. And the fact that he tried his best to sound like Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
It's like, it kind of works sometimes, but other times you can tell he's really stretching it too hard to kind of be him. And I think at least Kevin Hart can pull off a Danny Glover impression.
Glover, yep. Mm-hmm.
It's like, did we die? I was like, oh, okay. That works out, I guess.
Yeah.
So if you follow from the previous guns, like, I don't really care much for those people. The people who played you know, the people who are not the avatars.
Those characters.
Yeah, those guys. Like, I don't really care for them. They're not that exciting as Karen Gillan. You got Jack Black and you got Kevin Hart. Which to me is weird. Okay, so like the whole thing was kind of a plot point. Like, okay, so there's like another level in Jumanji or something. This game had DLC or something.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was weird. I was like, because they come back into it now, they have newer strengths and weaknesses. So I was like, was this game an MMORPG earlier in its life?
Yeah.
But then you just don't even question. Like, I guess if they had a thing like, oh, we'll connect it to the internet or whatever, and it gets downloaded, or I don't know, something cool like that would make sense. But it was a game that was, you know, just a cartridge.
Yeah.
And whatever.
Yeah, just decide upgrade yourself. Want to upgrade, you upgrade.
And the thing was, I was just like, I in my mind, like, if for the next one they better do something completely different. And then it kind of looks like it might be different for the next movie. I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything for the ending for that one, but it's like, okay, cool. They're gonna go with that direction now.
Yep.
Because this is still all technically canon within the same.
Yep. Since this could be so if there will be a fourth Jumanji movie, don't forget number 4.
Yeah, and also technically Zathura is part of this.
Huh?
Zathura.
Zathura? What?
Zathura. Yes.
What's that?
It's in the same level as Jumanji, the first board game.
I don't know.
It's like a board game that came to life or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Even you didn't know, like, Zathura. Like, what the fuck is Zathura?
Yeah, I never seen
Jon Favreau directed that one. It was a kid's movie.
Oh, okay.
It was weird. Yeah, good movie though. It's more what you need and less what you want. Let's talk about some other things though. So a bunch of things got released over the week.
Yeah.
And first one that got released was the Star Wars movie, and people are going nuts.
Yeah.
They don't like this movie.
Nope.
And for me, I'm just like, I was never a Star Wars fan. All I've done is just seen almost all the new ones. I did it actually. I've seen all the new ones, including The Mandalorian. Like, yeah, I've seen it, except for this one.
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, it's the worst and all that and blah 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 blah. And I can only see why, because I think there was supposed to be a different director.
Oh, okay.
The third one. Because, like, J.J. Abrams did the first one. The second one was Rian Johnson. I'm pretty sure the third one was supposed to be someone else. But, you know, they couldn't do it because the people did not like the direction the second one went. At least from what I can tell. And people liked it. People hated it. For some reason, it scored a pretty well 92%.
Gotcha.
For Last Jedi. And I'm in the thing like, I don't really care for this movie. It's kind of dumb. But now this is one of the worst ones in the entire.
Is it one of the worst?
9 movie thing. It's one of the worst. I still think people. I will say, like, I'd rather watch this other than, you know, freaking Clone Wars or Phantom Menace. You know, I just have no interest in seeing those movies. Maybe for the meme, and that's about it.
For the memes, he said. But
I'm so glad. I'm not part of this fandom right here. That's the same way I feel like when people are going nuts about, like, Marvel movies, you know.
It's Marvel, baby. And then
the people are like, I don't care about superhero movies. And I don't want to be that guy just to be like, I mean, I get it. People get sick of superhero movies because there's so much of it, and it's so hard to be like, someone being like, oh, this is way different than the last one, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't. I can't really say that, but the way I say like, oh, I don't really care for Star Wars. I'm just like, I'll just say it quietly in the background, like, yeah, I don't really care for it. I'm not the mega fans that some people are good. Like type about like 8 pages worth of stuff online.
Yeah.
The other thing I released on the same day was Cats. The existential horror that is.
Yeah, and
the
that
2019.
just looks so bad.
It looks bad. There's a lot of memes. There's a lot of jokes.
And a lot of stuff that's like famous, like, oh, they didn't get this done because this is hilarious.
Yeah, they're gonna re-release it too with updated effects. I'm just like, you can't release DLC for a movie.
Yeah, like, what's wrong with you? You can't do that. You can't do that.
So for both of those to come out on the same day, I don't know. I find it kind of funny. I don't think anything would come out that horrendously bad with all that much talent behind it.
But it did.
That's the thing. I've never seen the original Cats, at least since never in a theater version, or like there's a movie version with like that's just filmed the theater version. So I don't care for Cats. Yeah. Andrew Lloyd Webber and his whole theatrics and stuff. I was like, I don't care.
I don't care for him. I don't like it.
I don't care and I don't like it. And the last other thing that got released was, well, basically J.K. Rowling being canceled.
Who?
J.K. The lady who made Harry Potter.
How so? Please explain.
Well, she said some really spicy stuff you shouldn't say about certain things.
Like what?
At least not on Twitter.
Like, what did she say?
She says something like, "Oh, she really didn't like the fact that there was a scientist who got fired over saying like, oh yeah, there's only 2 genders, stuff like that." And she believes that whole thing. She's like, just do what you want. If you're a man, you're a woman, or whatever, but you can't fire someone over what their beliefs are and all that stuff. And the entire LGBTQ community just completely dropped her.
Like, bump you.
Yeah. And to me, I'm just like, man, you should have not said that. But the thing is, you really can't do anything because she's already a multi-billionaire.
Yeah, you cannot.
And so the people are like, oh, I'm not going to follow her anymore. I'm like, well, too late for that, isn't it?
Like, too late.
That's why I say is like, that sucks that you're going to... It sucks for her. She's probably not going to do a thing in the future, but she doesn't need to because she's got all this money already.
Yeah, exactly.
So... That's how it is, isn't it?
That's how it is, man. J.K. Rowling's...
J.K.
Rowling's is canceled, allegedly.
Well, she did all that weird stuff of just like, oh yeah, Hermione was black the entire time. Also, Dumbledore was gay. I'm just like, someone check in on her. So I think we need to send her to some kind of after health check care or something like that. But yeah, there's like a lot of people just really going off. They're like, man, I used to follow your thing right there, but now I can't, and all that stuff. I'm just like, I mean, you can still like the stuff.
Yeah.
I'm always saying, like, you gotta, if you don't want to ever financially support her again, yes, but you can still like the things.
Yeah.
She's done.
You can separate the things.
Yeah. I mean, that's the funniest thing. Like, all 3 of the things that came out this week, me and Lorna are like, just never like, oh, okay. The thing is, I thought you were a Star Wars fan.
I am a Star Wars fan. It's just like I just like think of less of like, eh.
But you at least really like the Force Awakens.
I think it's alright.
No, but I remember like
I did enjoy it
the first time.
Yeah,
like, it's one of the best movies I've seen. This is like, well, that's something.
Yeah. And then you pretty much like, because A was like, oh man, it's been a while since the Star Wars like movie and everything else, so that's why.
Well, it is more in terms of like, it's been a while since a good one came out to actually at least be decent.
Yeah.
And it was sufficiently entertaining. Like, oh, that was fun to see.
Yeah.
But nothing like mind blowing and all that stuff.
Exactly.
You got Rogue One.
Which everybody say, yeah, that's the best one.
Which I'm like, I don't know about that. It was not as entertaining as Force Awakens, but I can understand why you'd like it. Then there was The Last Jedi, and then that was, what it was.
Yeah.
And then there was Solo, and the less said about that, the better, because that was just weird. Because they have this whole thing now, like if you start up like any of the Star Wars or whatever, they do the whole like Star Wars, like as in like it's gonna be their own cinematic universe. and they've only gotten one
Yes.
out of this whole thing. It's not really much. They never. That's the thing. I don't think they planned it at all.
Mm-hmm.
They changed a lot, and what they had to do right within only those 3 years was kind of bad.
Yeah.
Well, not 3 years because it 15, 16, 17, 18. So each one was released a year, 2 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
Each mainline Star Wars, and I don't know. It's hard to.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because at least with Avengers, you took like 3 years to get, and you had little mini things in between.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, you had to make a mainline story every 2 years.
Exactly.
And all the like spin-off stuff really didn't add anything to the lore other than like, oh yeah, this is what happened in between part 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happened in between when Han Solo was a thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just been this steadily declining thing of like, what happened, man?
A lot happened, man. A lot.
Yeah, it's because people were like, "Oh, hope it's good, hope it's good." But when the reviews came out, people were like, "Oh crap, it's not good." Mm-hmm. I felt bad because like I wanted you guys to enjoy something else, but that's just how it is sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, man, it is what it is.
It is what it is. So let's go into the top 10 games of 2019, shall we?
Yeah.
All right. So I know you don't have 10 to 7 or something like that.
Yeah, I got 10 to 8. I don't have 10 to 8.
What? So you got a 7?
Yeah, I got a 7 one.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if this one were to hail. Oh.
Oh, you having
Hold on.
issues?
Let's have a pause. Oh, and we're back.
There you go.
I'm still figuring. Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're working. We good. I just don't know what's going on with my PC or laptop thing right now.
It's old.
Old. Please don't say that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, here we go. Number 10 for me is Bloodstained.
Okay.
It came out earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
I had fun with it. It was just like we needed that Castlevania game this year,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't get it. I mean, we didn't get it last year and the year before that, and it was just kind of like, when is this coming out?
Yeah.
And surprisingly, it did. And it, at least from what I feel like, it met expectations.
Mm-hmm.
That you had your Symphony of Night, like going around the castle, finding out what certain things do, and you got what you needed.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me take a picture so in case something happens. Boom. Anyways, let's go back to where we were.
Okay.
So yeah, Bloodstained. I know you were Backstarter.
A Kickstarter.
A Kickstarter person of it, but I didn't do it. I just came in late into the game.
Yeah.
And then I liked what was that? The Curse of the Moon. That was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
This one was like, oh yeah, this is what you need right here. Number 9 for me is Untitled Goose Game.
Ah, okay.
We got this on our Game Pass, and it's fun for a little 3-hour romp adventure.
Mm-hmm.
You just go in, you mess things around.
You honk everything.
You honk at everyone, and you follow their patterns, see what they do, and then you follow the objectives on the list. And there's hidden objectives too.
Yep.
And you're like something. And when you're done, you find out what the hidden objectives are, and you feel like, oh, I wonder how I can do that. But it's just fun being a real jerk to people.
Yeah.
In a small city in like London or wherever you are.
Mm-hmm.
Just going around because no one suspects the goose.
Yeah.
You just go around
honking your crazy.
I don't know what the wing mechanic does.
It's just like make them scared.
I guess so, because I've never had to use that the entire time.
Wow.
It's a very smart goose too. I'm like, how do you know what you're doing? But whatever.
It just knows.
It took the internet by storm. People loved it because it was like, it's an adorable game. It's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
The art is simple, and it never like made up more than what it should have been. It's just like, oh, you're just a goose.
Yep.
Going around having fun. Number 8 for me is My Friend Pedro.
I wanted to play that
On the Game Pass as well.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's like the 2D version of kind of like a John Wick game.
Okay.
What you would think.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the Hex game. The Hex game is way more different. It's more like strategy. This is just more like if John Wick could do the crazy cool things that Deadpool did.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like, okay, so it's a Deadpool warlike game. You throw a pan in the air, you shoot off it, and it hits that, and then hits the other people. It's just a fun, like, it's a score building game. Like how many cool things you do in a row. You're on a skateboard, you can jump, kick flip that skateboard, kill someone with it while shooting 2 different ways, swinging on a chain. There you go. That's all you need, and that's great too. It's just pure fun. It's like, oh yeah, that's great. There's a weird story background of like, oh yeah, you might be insane, and all that stuff. But it's still a good game though. I like it a lot. Do you have 7 or no?
So that's 8, right?
For me, that was 8.
Okay, so number 7 with me. Let me turn my notes. Is let's see, Bloodstain.
Oh, hey.
And Bloodstain was number 7 for me. I really did enjoy the game. It filled that Castlevania hole for me, and it was like fulfilling. Like, yeah, man, that game was nice.
Even though there were some times where I'm like, I don't know where to go.
Yeah, it was not like it was hard. Then you kind of look on strategy guys. Like,
yeah, because it was like what, like almost 10 times bigger than the Symphony of the Night one. So you're just like, I gotta go here maybe. And then you're like, oh, I need another power for it.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, oh, not really good explaining, but it's a good fun game.
Also, David Hayter's in that game.
Yep.
As Zangetsu, and you can really hear his voice like, what are you doing? Number 7 for me. This didn't come out this year, but it did come out for the PS4. And I ragged on it the first time I said it, or when I played it, which is Deltarune.
Yeah.
The thing is, I still really like Undertale. So when I heard this one come, like, is this just Undertale again? And at that point, I was wary of, like, oh man, the fans, blah 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 blah. But this year, I'm making it different. If I like something, I'll like it, no matter what the fans are and what they do and what all that stuff. That's my New Year's resolution right there, just to enjoy more things. And I really enjoyed this game, even though it is a free first chapter, but they crammed a lot in that game. And there's a lot of funny jokes, there's some hidden stuff, and there's some great characters, and the world building is really great because you feel like, is this taking place in Undertale? And then it says it's not, while the characters are like, oh, I remember you. And I'm like, wait, then it is Undertale. But then something happens, you're like, oh, it's not Undertale. Like, what? Okay, second chapter for Deltarune. But Toby Fox, that man is like, he's achieved his dream. He's now in a Smash Brothers game, technically. He made music for Pokemon Sword and Shield. He's got and the music again, really good. Just as much as I like the Undertale soundtrack, I like the Deltarune soundtrack. I'm like, he's got a way of writing music, writing games, writing mechanics, and how to play his game basically. Because it's not like Undertale where it's one certain way. Because you can do there's no such thing as a genocide run or a pass on. You can still do it, but it's not going to affect the outcome. At least I don't think so. From what I can tell, there isn't. Anyways, yes, that was my number 7.
Okay, mine number 6. 6.
Yeah, number 6.
So it would be Dead Cells.
Dead Cells.
I know it came out last year.
Yeah.
Per se, but it came on Game Pass this year. So
yeah. Dead Cells.
First time playing it, it's like a roguelike,
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls roguelike type of vibe.
Metroidvania, Dark Souls.
Yeah,
it's like, a lot of
different things, which is good. So it's each and every run is completely different.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun. It's enjoyable.
Yeah,
the randomness is really good. Sometimes there's like different random runs that you get some great weapons. And other random rhymes, you just get shitty weapons. And you're like, man, this is bullshit.
That is true.
So it's like Isaac. So it's just like pretty much you live by the sword, you die by the sword with that rhyme.
Yeah.
With this game. But other than that, it's a fun game to play.
Game. I like it. Number 6. This game also came out last year for the PC, but it finally made its mainstay this year when it came out almost a couple of months ago. It's called Return of the Obra Dinn. It looks like first thing I like about it, it looks amazing. Because it looks like a 80s Macintosh game where everything's green and black, but you can change it to whatever computer screen you like, Commodore, LCD, and visually the game looks amazing. And so what the whole thing is, you're an insurance claimant, and it already sounds fun from there. But no, you get on a ship, and you have a special watch that transports you back in time to when a certain event happened, and then it's up to you. Just using those clues, audio clues and all that stuff, and you really actually have to dig in to see what's going on. Okay, who is this guy? and it's you're left to your own devices.
Mm-hmm.
And I really felt big brained playing this game. The same way I felt like when I was playing The Witness. You know, where you're just like, oh, it's up to me to decide this, because there's a lot of games with that hand holding. Like, okay, come on, let's go figure this out.
Yeah.
But no, this game's like, it's up to you. If you get it wrong, you may or may not get it right.
Mm-hmm.
But at least it'll help you in a way where, like, if you get 3 right at least of how someone died and who they were, because that's the thing. Like, you have the entire list of the passengers on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, this guy, and he's saying like, oh, the Dutchman's downstairs. So you look on the list, like, here's this guy. He was the only Dutchman on board, so it must be him. So you're using like process of elimination. And later on, when you're going through the motion stories, you see him again, like, oh, there he is, and he gets speared. Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay, so I know how he died. He died with a spear. And if you get 3 of those right, and you're like, okay, you got those 3 right. So everything it stays permanent. Like, okay, yes, so that's right. So there's most of the times I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. So you have to like check your surroundings. Like, where is he right now? Okay, he's in the carpenter. Do you have any carpenters on board? I'm checking. Like, there's 2, and he's like, oh, he's a senior, so he's got to be older. You look at his face, you're like, it's probably him. So a lot of guesswork, but it's fun. I really enjoyed it, and it's by the same guy who made Papers, Please.
Gotcha.
And I love Papers, Please. Papers, Please is like one of my favorite games of the decade, and we'll get into that when we get into that. Yeah, I really enjoyed this game. It's a fun little. I mean, I think it's fun. I don't know. This is one of those games like I really can't recommend to anyone unless they know that they're that type of guy to like weird little quirky indie games like me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yes, that was my 6th.
All right, my number 5 is the Untitled Goose Game.
Honk honk.
Honk honk. Yes, the independent games are coming here. No, it just that game is a mindless, funless game that you just create a little havoc as a fucking goose. Oh, sorry.
Goose from Top Gun.
I'd name him Goose Howard. So he's pretty much wet pooking everybody. He's still looking for Goose looking for Terry Bogard. And what Joe said about already, it's a good game. It's one of those games that you can pretty much have fun with, and you can pass. It's a simple game, and you can pretty much have endless fun with it, and you can any age can enjoy this Untitled Goose Game. Yeah,
it's a good. You can watch someone play it and have fun. You can play yourself and have fun. You can watch Let's Plays of it, because that was the one that's bringing all the views, and there were like multiple memes of it. And, it's just a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, what was that again? Number.
But that was number 5 for me.
Number 5 for me is Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. Now this right here took me by surprise, because I thought the first Yooka-Laylee was fine enough. It was like. Well, I enjoyed it. It was okay. The levels were a bit too big and the powers were kind of lame. Mm-hmm. But that was Banjo-Kazooie right there. Yeah. So the same team who made that game was also Rare. So they were like, let's make a game kind of like Donkey Kong Country.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I thought the Impossible Lair was more going to be like, the first Yooka-Laylee. But no, it's 2D. And you go through many worlds and there's different versions of that world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a collectathon again. So it's basically this generation's Donkey Kong Country. And I did play the newer Donkey Kong Countries I played, and those were fun. This is almost just as fun too. I really enjoyed it. I like the challenge of it. I like the fact that you can cater to like either you want it to be easy or hard. And you can, just like inside Breath of the Wild, where you can just like, you can go for the last boss if you have enough hit points. Mm-hmm. Because that's what you're doing throughout the game. You're collecting more bees so they can be your hit points. And the Impossible Lair is very like, it's gonna be impossible if you to not get hit and all that stuff. But there's a way to do it. You just gotta have a lot of time and dedication. But the entire ride is fun though. I enjoyed it. It felt very old school, and I'm glad that it did, because when people started talking about it, I was like, what? This game's good? I didn't know that. And then when I saw it, because after that, I was like, I gotta finish at least for the first Yooka-Laylee. And I did. And when this one, just around the time this one came out, I was like, oh, this is good, huh? Guess I'll
try it.
Mm-hmm. And then I did, and I enjoyed it. It's fun stuff.
There you go, yeah.
Anyways, that was my number 5. Your number 4.
My number 4 is Mortal Kombat 11.
Hey.
So, continue on having Mortal Kombat on my list to quote unquote. Mortal Kombat 11 is a really good game. I really like the NRS though, NetherRealm Games pretty much story beats for that, like for the series. It's a really good fighting game series. It kind of reminds you of the Injustice, but Mortal Kombat characters is great, and having this kind of like wrap up as a trilogy, because it's pretty much like Mortal Kombat 9. Then Mortal Kombat 10, and then X, then pretty much and then 11. So it was like, okay, it's kind of like a nice little trilogy of kind of as a reboot, but kind of see how things, like this is a Seedle reboot kind of ordeal, and just like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool, and like made some different corrections of this and that. Just don't have Ronda Rousey being Sonya Blade. Just her voice delivery is not that good. It's not that great at all. Because it's like, oh, there's professional voice actors, and then you hear,
and there's Ronda Rousey.
But then Ronda Rousey is like, she just no, just no. I understand because she's a big name, like this, that, and be like, but she just is so stiff. She's so stiff in wrestling, so stiff in like her words. So like, no. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. But it's a good game. Check it out.
Before I get to that, I will say there is no Borderlands 3 on my list.
Why not?
The game is fun enough, but it's kind of weird the fact that there's a lot of things that's going on with this game. Because you gotta know the fact, like, oh yeah, the main guy who runs it, he's a bit of a weirdo.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And also, Reese is in this game. They never got Troy Baker to come back and do his lines.
Nope.
You can obviously tell, like, that's not the guy. And that sucks because, like, I love that character inside Tales from the Borderlands. Why would you do this to me and bring him back and not have the original voice actor? They don't even have the original voice actor for Claptrap.
No, it's a different one too.
So I'm just like,
well, the original voice actor for Claptrap, him and the creator got into it, so that's why.
I know. I don't know. It was weird. It was like, should this have come out? I don't even know, man. Also, there's a lot of memes in this game.
Yeah.
Almost for no reason. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, I like the fact that ProZD is one of the voices of the main characters. Because that's like, wow, a YouTuber is now one of the voices for basically a big game. That's actually kind of cool. And you can hear it in his voice. He's like, I do like his YouTube videos. And now he's part of the whole thing.
But it's just like, should he really be in that game?
I don't know. It's kind of weird. Because they do stuff like, here you go, pocket rack. I'm like, oh, it's like that pocket sand meme. To me, it was like...
Pocket sand.
That's... What?
It's a game they should have made 10 years ago.
Also, the story's weird. These villains, these villains are not as good as Handsome Jack. Handsome Jack was fun. He was just an asshole. It was just like, he was like, hey, what's up, man? I'm just gonna, kill you. So that's cool. But they're like, yes, they're guess YouTubers. Yeah. Like, comment, and submit. I'm just like, ooh, that ain't good. Where are you getting these ideas from, man? I think it's just more like a dig on like YouTubers and all that stuff. I'm like, don't make fun of the people that's supporting your supporting your thing, man. I don't know. So that's not gonna be on there. But so for me, here we go. Number 4. It is. I know this is kind of cheating, but I feel like this is a full game. But the King of Cards expansion for Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight will still go down as one of my favorite games of all time. Because I played Shovel Knight 1, played that multiple times. When Plague of Shadows came out, I played that probably twice. It was okay. It was just a lot harder to control. Part 3 with Spectre Knight was really good. I actually really liked that. But it was short. They introduced a lot of like newer stuff. That's the thing about like the Plague Knight special. A lot of it was the same levels. They never introduced anything new. In Spectre Knight, they hadn't introduced a bunch of newer stuff. Like, oh, this level's a little bit more different now. So that's kind of cool, huh? But with King Knight's one, they completely revamped like almost a lot of stuff in there. And this is like the last one. So you really got your money's worth for this game. If you paid like the original one was $20. And then they just kept giving you like more updates. And they gave you like, oh, now there's a little mini Smash Brothers style thing with the other knights in there, and it's actually a fully functional like battle royale, fighting game. So you just fight each other and all that stuff. Like, that's really cool. And so they added a new thing in here, a new mechanic, which is card collecting, and you play a card game, which is at first very complicated, but then as you play more along, you get better cards. because I was getting my ass kicked like in that game. So the whole thing is like you got to collect gems, but you can't put your card on a gem. And if you have an arrow, you know, like it's a whole complicated thing. Like the arrow will push a card that way, but you can't push against that arrow unless you have a double arrow.
Gotcha.
And then this card will push you away, and then it'll push you to the next part. This card will push you, but turn you into a different card. It's like I said, that sounds complicated, but it's simple enough where you get the idea of it like two games in, but you have a lot of really crappy cards in the beginning. So you gotta play a little bit more so you can steal other person's card, or do what I do. I cheated, and that's like you buy like certain cards that'll like turn everything your way. So like I'm gonna play the cheat card. I'm gonna play all 3 of my cards at once. So I'll play this cheat card, and all the gems are mine now. So there are some moments where I was like, okay, I got this, and then they completely trick me. I'm like, oh well, guess I'm cheating now. So I just take their cards. I'm like, okay, fine. I don't feel good about this, but hey, you did this to me. And there's a lot of levels in this one. That's what I'm saying. Like the first Spectre for Plague Knight, there was just the same amount of levels you got for Shovel Knight, and with Spectre Knight they had this base 10 levels, but it was still fun. This one they have like at least 30 or 40 levels. They're a lot shorter, but there's a lot to do. It's a lot
replay value,
and that's like I said. This is why I'll go down. Like this is one of my favorite games of all time. Anyways, yes, that was my number 4. What's you got a number?
My number 3?
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 5. So, Devil May Cry 5 kind of caught me by surprise.
It caught me by surprise because I didn't play a single Devil May Cry game. Well, other than DMC.
Yeah.
Which no one counts anymore.
No one counts anymore, and no one cares about that game. People say, it's a good game. People like, no.
I just played like a weird spin-off, I guess.
Yeah, like
no, but this is one of the few.
This is one of the Return to Forms.
Yeah.
Pretty much the Devil May Cry. And the comedy, the hilariously hijinks, and also the download free features they have of pretty much the additional cutscenes.
Oh yeah.
The DLC cutscenes when they have the live action dudes.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Very, very hilarious. This game plays like a Devil May Cry game.
Yeah, and it's been the best one since at least Part 3.
Yeah.
People compare it to like, this is just as good as Part 3.
Yeah.
Which, hey.
It's a damn good game.
Yeah.
And it's a damn fun game to play.
Yeah.
It's a joy. Not to lie to you.
It's fun.
It's a fucking joy to play. I recommend people to get this game. If you got Game Pass, download it.
Yeah, that's if you've been having Game Pass for this past year and holding off buying games, you are a winner. And
you are a winner. Year. I am a winner.
Yeah.
So that's
it. Number 3 for me, The Outer World.
Oh wow! You know what? And this is my number 2.
Oh, so let's talk about it.
So The Outer Worlds. Wow. I never thought I would miss a Fallout type of game. This is it.
This is it right here.
This is it right here.
The characters are great. The story is funny if you want it to be funny, or it could be incredibly sad. It's up to your choosing.
But it's hilariously great.
Yeah,
and just there's so much life.
Yeah.
In this game, and it's kind of like I could not believe, like, man, this game is pretty good.
Yeah, made by Obsidian, the guys who originally made the first original 3 Fallouts.
Yeah, like
first 2 Fallouts. And they made New Vegas, which is, people say, arguably the best new modern Fallout game.
Yeah,
and I can see why. I was like, yeah, I get it. But this one right here, it's a mix of Fallout, Mass Effect, and yeah, that's about it.
Mix of Fallout and Mass Effect is Space Invasion-ish type vibe, and it's simple. It's not as a big world like Fallout, like pretty much how like Fallout, like New Vegas, not Fallout New Vegas. Like Fallout New Vegas was pretty big. It's just these different planets are a little bit smaller in map, different parts, but it's more still contained. But it's still good. It's still great.
I see this being if it continues on, and hopefully it does. Cause we need more cool things on the Xbox. The fact that we got it for day one on Game Pass is a winner in my book. Because I was like, damn, this thing is really paying itself off right there. And took me back to an old time when I played regular Fallout 3 on my 360 during Halloween. I'm just like, oh man, this takes me back. Because during that time, I didn't play a single Fallout game, you know? And that was the first one I played. I'm just like, oh, this is fun.
Yep.
I enjoy my time right here. No, so guess what number 2 for me was?
What's number 2?
Devil May Cry 5, baby! I just love this game. I'm just like, again, for me, I didn't play a single mainline Devil May Cry. So I was kind of like, people were talking about it. People were like, oh, this is really good. It's really fun. I'm just like, when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, that looks cool, but I just don't know the story, what's going on right now. You kind of, it's like you do kind of have to follow the story.
Yeah.
Because you used to be like, who's this character? And you see this character pop up and you're like, oh, who's this guy?
Yeah. Who the fuck is this guy?
I played it the wrong way, basically.
Yeah.
I should have played it from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but, you know, complications. Yeah. But the thing is, it did make me go back to play all the other games. And I did. I played 1, 2, and 3. Sans 4. Yeah. Which I can tell is probably not one of the best ones. It's just as the second one and the fourth one are kind of more like, Yeah. I can hear what I can hear from you because you've at least played all of them, right?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, and 4 at least.
I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I played all of them.
No, I meant like, yeah, okay. But yeah, so
yeah, like I'm not gonna say like the fourth one is okay, everything else because 3 is like pretty much to me is like the best one.
3 was fun. I really, because that's why I was like, this is what people like about Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Because the first 2 were not as fucking goofy.
No, like the first one like was a little bit,
not like part 3 was.
Yeah, part 3 was goofy. Part 4 is trying to be goofy, but it was like, hey, but a little bit more like, this is Dante.
Yeah.
But you play as Nero.
So it's like, it's the exact opposite of Last of Us. Last of Us is so super serious, so gritty. This one's just like, guess what? You can shoot your arm and ride it. You can fight people while juggling them in the air. And Dante has like 700 weapons that he's accumulated throughout the entire game. Plus, he's getting more weapons. He has a hat that shoots orbs. What more do you want? And he's got like 50 different combos for each weapons, plus like 4 different ways to do specials. It's like, it's insane. At least for the way that Dante works. With Nero, it's a lot more simpler, but it's so much fun the way his arms do things. Yeah. You know, he's got like a thing like, oh, this arm will drill people, this arm will grab them, and this arm is the rocket arm. And then you got V, which I think V's a pretty decent addition to this game. He's fun to play, and spoiler alert, if you know who he is already, that's cool, huh? Yeah. Adam Driver. He looks like a lot like Adam Driver.
Adam Driver?
Yes, it was fun. It's a good game, and I'm glad I got into this series, because now I understand a lot of the Devil May Cry memes of like, oh, pizza. Yeah. You know, dead weight.
Dead weight.
All that stuff. And, yeah, just think of that. Like, I would have never gone back to the original 3 Devil May Cries. And I had to get through the first one, which is like, oh, first... Because I remember I played the first one a long time ago, like on the 360. But I never finished it because I was like, I don't know. Yeah. But then I got to get myself through it. And I did. I was like, oh, that was an alright game. Second one was like, what the hell happened to
Yeah, what happened to the main character?
And the third one was like, oh, okay. People really like this one. And I can watch the first 10 minutes of that game, you know, the cutscenes, because it's just a fun watch. Yeah. It's an anime. And I want to know how the anime is.
Anime was okay.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
I know it's on Hulu. So I was like, oh, that looks pretty fun. So, yes, Devil May Cry 5. And guess what? Number 1 is, baby!
What's number 1 for you?
You know what it is, Black and Yellow. WWE 2K20. Let's give praise and thanks to the Lord and Savior, Modern Warfare. Just kidding. We already know what it is.
I know.
Where'd everyone go? Bingo?
Oh, Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
Yes. Resident Evil 2 for me, yes, it is.
Yeah. We didn't play Sekiro.
No.
That's what I gotta say. Like, I know a lot of people were saying Sekiro was one of the best games of this year. I was like, that's cool if you liked Souls games, but I didn't play. I'm not a Souls.
Yeah, I didn't play Death Stranding.
I didn't play Death Stranding either.
So I did not want to connect the word to different things and have a ladder. So
I didn't play. Was it Super Mario Maker 2?
That game was not that good though.
Mario Maker 2? I mean, it's still doing good, but I know it didn't blow up like Part 1 did.
Yeah, so a lot of people jump off of that game.
I didn't play Fallen Order, even though with all the whole...
It's supposed to be good.
Yeah.
I'm saying, okay.
But with all the glitches I've seen.
Yeah.
But this one unanimously was, at least I'm pretty sure people were saying like, yes, it's a good game, but it's that weird thing of like, it's a remake, but like, I think they've It's an entire new game.
Yeah.
And
also, there's a fucking a remake of Part 3 because of this and everything else.
Yes, exactly. And for me, this is the first time I've ever played anything before Part 4. I tried playing Part 0, but I was like, oh god, this is...
Tank controls?
I'm not used to it. No, they never did. They never did. Well, the remake of 0, they didn't do tank controls.
Yeah, well, you can have an option.
You could, but I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
But the way it was set up was weird because, fixed camera angles, yes. Yeah. And the way that it wasn't as modernized because this one is way more modernized. The whole over-the-shoulder boulder holder.
Yeah. But so you never liked playing 1 or 2. I mean, no, like 0 and 1.
0 and 1, yeah. I mean, I do kind of want to try Part 1 again because at least the remake. But you got the entire
library.
Yeah, library inside the Xbox One at least.
Yep.
That's kind of crazy to me right there. But this one right here, because when you said like, it's Part 2, you know, the first trailer we saw in E3, I'm like, I don't know anything about Part 2, but it looked good. And then the memes.
Yep. Mr. X.
Mr. X. That was a
Fuck that guy.
That was a fun mechanic that they had. It got me back to the whole thing of like, oh shit. Yeah, horror. It was like for me, like when I ever play a horror game, I feel overpowered. I'm like, I'm pretty much gonna kill everyone as much as anyone I can see. But this one, you have to be like, you can't kill Mr. X. There's no way. They had a way of like doing it with like other horror games where you're kind of powerless, but you're still powerful enough. Yeah, to take down most of it. You gotta be, again, big brain about stuff like this. Like, you can't waste ammo on these dudes.
You can't waste ammo on him. You can't waste ammo on these zombies right here. Yeah. These are just distractions.
Yeah, exactly.
You have limited ammo here.
Yeah. And then it's modern enough where you're like, okay, you don't need an ink ribbon to save every time, only normal. But if you play, like, the hard version, you need ink ribbons. And I cannot imagine how that was.
I seen YouTube that dude did a madhouse. Like did hardcore mode, no saves.
Oh Jesus!
On that,
I cannot imagine.
I seen a guy who did a hardcore, no saves, no item box.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, but you can still do it where you don't have to go to the item box. You just gotta be smart about it.
You have to know the whole map and everything else. You have to know like what time. So okay, I need to go here, and like the third part of Raccoon City when Mr. X is disabled, then I can go to these different places. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like a lot.
Boss fights are fun. It brought to the whole thing of like, oh my god, what do I do? Shoot the big glowing eye. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's obviously what it is. I don't know how it was for the regular. Back on the PS2 version,
then you just shoot them.
Where you
can't aim. You just shoot.
That's
them
what I thought. Like you really couldn't figure that out. And then you could play it. There's only one of the other few games where I like almost when I was done, like okay, I'm gonna play it again, and I played on the other side. And when that was done, I played on the other side again, the B side. So I rarely do that. And this is one of those games where. By the time I was playing Claire, I was like, I know where everything is. Go here, pick this up.
Yeah, I don't need to go here yet. Just
exactly. Time. I gotta go get the bolt cutters. I know where that is. Yeah, gotta board this up.
I gotta board this up because these zombies are assholes around here. Yeah. No need to board this up because it's just useless here. Yeah, no zombie's not gonna come here. I'm not gonna come down this way no more.
And it's one of those things like, oh god, I gotta run to the save room because like the lickers are coming after you.
Yeah, and you just have to like walk slow to like okay, let's walk slow, don't run. Fuck it. Yeah. Then that's you miss the X behind you. Is like shit.
There was a lot of funny moments where I'm just like, okay, let me just go here and go to him. I open the door and he's there and he just punches me. Like, oh god.
Why do you come here? Like god damn it! You just like hear the music like. Fuck.
I like doing this thing where I see like compilations of people reacting to Mr. X, and it's fun to see because there's that one moment where he comes in after the helicopter, where he's like, and people are like, "Whoa,
what the fuck?"
Yeah, and then I see him waste blood. Like, don't do that.
And like, don't know.
Yeah. But and then again, so many things about it great. Like the sound design's great. Stories, it's kind of corny, but
kind of corny, but still, it's like. Still good, what they was doing.
The dialogue, of course, is kind of like this has not been updated, at least not from my knowledge.
But it's forever. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's got the whole feel of a campy horror movie. So again, like I said, when it's got the sound design, like it feels great. Like you're walking on like wood, and it feels like you're walking like an aged wood in this old ass police department.
That was a museum.
Yeah. And then you're hearing footsteps of Mr. X. You're like, oh shit. You start to stay still, and those tense moments too. You're running away from him. You're hiding behind like a shelf, and you see him walk in, look around, and walk back out. You're like, oh my god, I haven't felt that much of relief in a game in quite a long time.
So the Miss X AI will react to you to your flashlight.
Yeah. Or
if Miss X like beam on you, you can tell if Miss X focus on you, the music is louder.
And also, I think he reacts to if he hears gunshots.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, shit, if I shoot this guy, I can't because then I'll attract them.
Yeah.
You know, I like strategizing stuff like that, and I'm glad that this game came out because I was like, you know, kind of a newbie when it came to Resident Evil, but now I'm into it, and I like Leon. He's a fun guy. Claire's fun too. Now I can't wait. Like I wonder how part 3 is gonna be. Cause
part 3 could be terrifying. Because Nemesis is 10 times fucking worse than Miss X.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
The rocket launcher. Oh yeah, when he used to have the rocket launcher in his hand, when he starts shooting that shit at you. Yeah.
I saw people play the old one, and there's like quick time events from what I can tell.
Yeah, so that one introduced different modes.
Telltale moments.
Telltale modes.
Where you're like
you go this way.
Jump off
Yeah, so I'm not sure how they go do it with this one.
I don't think they should do that though. Because obviously there's like only one answer is right, and the other one will kill you. At least from what I can tell.
No.
Okay, from what I saw when people are playing it.
No, if for example, if you crawl into say there's an earthquake and there's like a big thing about to fall on you, you can pretty much climb up, or you can climb down and then you just jump back.
Oh, okay.
So it's just pretty much just different.
No, it's just different. It's like again Telltale.
Yeah.
It may feel like it's gonna be split into different thing, but it kind of just ultimately goes back to the same thing. Or
no, there's 2 different endings for that game.
Well, there you go.
Okay. 2 different endings. I could spoil it for you.
No, don't spoil it for me. I'm gonna play it. So
here you go. I spoil it for you. So the ending is Ryu comes up and Shoryuken Miss X Nemesis to like the 3rd degree. Then Nemesis
Phoenix Wright comes out.
Then Phoenix Wright do his little thing. Then Nemesis do his level 3 move.
Okay.
And then Phoenix gets revived. And then she hit X Factor. And then she like kill you with like very low jabs.
Yeah.
The end.
But yeah, that was our.
Then Galactus comes out of nowhere.
Oh my god. Or what was the other guy? Firebrand. No, not
Firebrand. No, fuck Firebrand.
What was the second one? The boss or the second one?
Some weird creature. Yeah.
Yeah. Games of the year.
Yep.
Those are our games of the year. Go play them. They're on sale right now on the Xbox, and I'm pretty sure most of the other things like PlayStation or PC. Is there a PC version of?
What?
I'm pretty sure there's a PC version of Resident Evil because I saw those mods. I think they replaced them with like Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah.
Replaced them with I think Barney when they when like these modders. I tell you what. They
all right. Yeah.
Also, they had the X gonna give it to you mod.
Yeah.
Even he pops up. Oh, X gonna give it to you.
Gonna fucking stop.
That was fun, and it is amazing right now to think like, man, Capcom used to be the not great
company.
They were releasing kind of like, oh, this might be good. You know, they released Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite with a bunch of weird, history behind that one too. You're like, what? Seriously? Okay.
Yeah.
And now they're top brand again.
Yeah.
With Devil May Cry, Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2, Monster Hunter World. It's cool. I'm glad that they're back because they were once one of the shining examples of like, this is how you make a game. Like, yeah, it was kind of weird that Dead Rising 4 came on. It was just like, what happened to Frank? Why is he a different voice? Come on now. So
Frank is not the same.
Anyways, we'll see y'all next week with the top 10 movies of 2019. And then we'll go in the future, see what's going on with movies. And then, I don't know if you want to do a top games of the decade or something like that. We'll see when we get over there.
But let's close out, sir.
The decade review. Go to our Facebook.com/the dead pixels of the internet.
Yeah.
You can like the page. Go to our regular site, the deadpixelsinternet.podbean.com. You can go there, subscribe on that page, or just go to the page regularly because that's where the episodes are. Go to our Twitter.
Yep.
Mine. At Joe Manuel.
Mine's Broke Instagram. Yeah.
Can you believe I just got back on Twitter to like the last ass end of 2019.
Yep. You're welcome. I told you to get back on Twitter.
If it wasn't for being on E3,
Mm-hmm.
when I understood, like, oh, okay, because I don't think I did E3 last year.
No, you didn't. You didn't really care.
So.
I was like, you sure? You're like, yeah, no.
I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
I get it's like at the end of a Toy Story. It's like I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go to mine. It's not your man. You said
Broken Instagram. Go to YouTube channel. YouTube.com/.
Obscure shirt.
Well, my YouTube channel is Skill Tree Chicago,
yeah.
but our YouTube channel is
Dead Pixels Internet.
Bam.
We gotta start putting some stuff on there.
Yeah.
Go to our iTunes podcast page.
Yep.
Go to our Spotify page.
Yes.
Which we're getting the hits there, but it's like, man, I'm honestly kind of curious to see
how they find us.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Like I said, one of the things found was like the most listened to one was like the one called Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, and
the names, yo.
And I'm just like, I'm pretty sure they're thinking they're gonna listen to Linkin Park on that thing.
Well, but the names.
Whatever. We got it. Yeah. We got you, man.
They like it.
Yeah.
They keep listening. It's so cool.
Yeah. If you're still got this far, spread this out. You know, we'll try to be consistent more and doing like a weekly thing. But you know.
Yeah, but like it we could try. It's just like during this December, it was kind of hard because
December was like
work.
I've seen YouTubers too. They were just like, yeah, I'm gonna just take a break and all that stuff.
Work sucks. But we have to pay the bills.
Work sucks. I know. You should left me roses by the stairs.
All right.
Go to our Stitcher Radio, Android app. Check on the app too.
Yep.
Did I forget? I don't think
no, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll see
y'all next year.
Next year, decade, and
beyond.
And beyond.
This has been the Dead Pixel Internet, ruining the picture since 2011. Yo.